My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the next episode of Rimworld and the Northeast Miskatonic, playing through the Call of Cthulu mod series. Now this episode is being filmed on the same day as the previous one. I just simply had to see what happens to our colony after an ill-fated attempt to remove the mechanoids. Obviously at the end of the last episode you'll hopefully clearly remember we had two attempts in attacking the mechanoids down here. The first attempt went relatively smoothly. We did have a few injuries, but everybody pulled through, and then we regrouped and went again. This time we now have 4 people in mortal danger, although Bastian and Svetlana should hopefully be okay, pending of course any damned infections that may occur. Born is in a fair amount of danger, and in fact it looks like he could die if Haruka isn't quick enough with this healing process that she's currently doing here. And Q is in a lot of danger as well. She's being treated, but she does have an infection, which is never a good thing. So let's unpause it and let's see what happens here, shall we? Okay, so we have extended Born's life by a tiny amount, but not by much. And I don't know if Haruka will be able to finish this next round of treatment before this timer expires, although I think we might be okay. Okay, yes, we've sent for another 0.7 hours. It's going to be touch and go here for Born. He does have life-threatening blood loss, as we can see. However, I'm hoping that some nice bed rest will sort him out there. Q, how are you doing? You have a sparse infection, and sadly you're not able to preach health to yourself as far as I'm aware. So that's a bit of a bugger. What do we have here? The travellers who are seeking your charity have been betrayed. Colonists with charitable beliefs will be unhappy. What on earth happened here? Oh, did they... Who is that? Did they attack each other? I'm not sure what's happened here. Oh, I'm not sure how he died. But as we can see, our defences are now picking up these 3 here. Oh, look at that. One of our sentinels took one of them down. And there we go. They are all down for the count. In fact, they're all dead. So that's a positive outcome there. So let's turn our attention back to our colonists. So yes, Born, you have life-threatening blood loss, so we have to keep a close eye on you. Svetlana and Bierhoff hopefully will be okay, provided you don't get an infection, of course. Q, you have an infection, but your immunity is outpacing the infection levels. And Amy, again, you also have an infection, but you have a very large buffer there against the rising infection, so I think you should be okay. So at the minute, we're down to just a handful of colonists. What do we have here? Major break risk. Well, that's no great surprise, really, is it? Bierhoff, why don't you equip that rather than carrying it? There you go. Now, did we leave any weapons down here? Yes, we've left a bolt-action rifle, 2 of them, and an auto pistol. So reclaiming them is probably not the wisest idea. So some of our colonists are going to be unarmed, of course, but we can craft our own weapons now, so that is something. Born has slipped into a coma. I don't think there's anything we can do to that. We have an arcane items collector. Please be near the mechanoids. No, you're not. And I don't think you're going to head that way or get close enough to aggro them. But we'll certainly see what they have on offer. I doubt they're going to have any barrels or advanced components, which is what we're in desperate need of. But if we can get rid of some of our items, then so be it. So Amy, you're doing pretty good. No concerns about you. Q, yeah, no concern. Look at that immunity rise there, 92%. We have a cargo pod dropping. Oh yeah, why not drop it there? Luckily, it's nothing too enticing, so that's fine. Okay, so here comes a caravan. Let's see what they have. So, I'm going to go ahead... Ooh, Glitterweld medicine. Let's stock up on that. Absolutely we want to do that. Let's also take... What's an arcane tome? Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Perhaps not then. Anything else here of interest? Perhaps... It would be nice to do some more stuff with the magic. It really would. But as we can see, the tomes are quite expensive. I'm tempted to get that. We could drop it in our greenhouses and that might keep our plants growing all the while. Who knows? Does it have to be a mage, or I'm not sure how it works. I'll have to dig into that and see what happens. Anyway, let's sell some stuff. You can have the packaged survival meals just to offset the damage here. The components we definitely want to keep. The painkillers we probably want to keep. Yes. You can have the mana potions. You can have our stock of jade. You're not having the plasteel. You can have the unrefined magicite. We can always get more of that. And you can also have the joy wire actually. And that gives us a net profit of 706 silver. Let's accept that trade. Okay, so do we have anybody who is magically gifted, who's also up and about? Haruka, perhaps? So can you learn that mage spell? Let's see what happens here. Okay, so you cannot learn the contents of this scroll. You're not attuned with arcane forces and cannot learn the contents of the scroll. Okay, well, what if we promote you to a wayfarer? Then can you do it? Oh no, that's gone to might, not magic, so I'm going to guess that you cannot. Where did you put that scroll, by the way? Is it still in your inventory or has it been wasted? Strong back. Gear repair. Well, that's quite interesting. Anyway, that's what I was checking. Yes, there it is. Let's drop that on the floor. And then let's try again and see if you can now read that and learn it. No, okay. Perhaps something like Born could do it, or Bierhoff. They are both magically gifted. Medical emergency, Amy. What's going off here? Oh, it's because the infection is tipped over 75%, but her immunity is high enough that it's not a concern. Q has developed the immunity already, which is fantastic. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll get Bierhoff to attempt to read that scroll. Haruka, where have you put it? Have you still got it in your inventory again? I guess you have, like last time. No. So where is it? Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. It's in the top corner. Okay, Bierhoff, I know you're resting, but just try this for me, please, and then you can go back to your rest, I promise. Slick is going into a sad wander due to the psychic drone. That's unfortunate, but a sad wander's not the worst thing in the world. Bierhoff, have you learnt... Oh, you have learnt Sunlight, okay. And you need more mana to cast this spell, okay. Amy is now tough. Well, that's really good. That's a really good outcome. Bierhoff is fully healed, which is fantastic, and you can now cast the Sunlight. Can we boost your mana pool? I didn't mean to click that. Oh well, we've unlocked Stone Skill, which I guess boosts his toughness. Yes, no points available. I would like to boost your mana. Oh, you have to be... You won't move to cast it. Okay, so we'll get you into the greenhouse and see what this spell does, especially when it comes to night time. What's going off here? Not sure what they were firing at, but they were firing at something down there. It looks like they won anyway, whatever it was. Born, how are you doing? Major Bloodlust now, so that's an improvement. Haruka, you're probably fine, or you probably will be fine. Beerhoff is now up and about, so let's go ahead and cast this sunlight. Well, get in there and do it then. Do I really have to hold your hand? Boom, there we go. Sunlight. I guess, is that a permanent thing, depending on his mana pool? I'm not sure. But it'll be interesting to see if that still provides sunlight overnight. What are we researching at the moment? Advanced autopsy. Yes, that's what I needed for when those visitors were lying dead in the middle of the floor. Then we could have harvested some of their organs to sell. Although we're doing quite well for money at the moment. Anyway, yes, that's what I was checking. One of our other colonists, they lost a leg. Who was it? So it's not you, nor you. I think it was Cody. No, it wasn't Cody. Beerhoff? Yes, Beerhoff, your leg was shot off. So we need to make a peg leg. Do we have any wood? Let's have a quick look here. No, we don't. And our fibre corn is only 10% grown-ish. So if we want some wood, we're going to have to go tree chopping. Well, that's another fantastic benefit there. So Amy's developed the tough trait, Haruka has developed the fast learner trait. Maybe these infections aren't as bad as, you know, they first appear, especially if we're getting all these new traits. Yeah, it's worth it. Provided, of course, they don't die. We have a visitor. They are visiting the colony. This is Hitomi Cisneros. Let's have a look at Hitomi. What are you armed with? An old-fashioned rifle. And what's your biography? You're incapable of caring, social, or firefighting. And the skills you do have don't really make up for that. You're also volatile and a slob. We could arrest them and utilise them in other means. I think we'd be fine to do that. So 6 colonists. Oh no, they're all busying themselves now. At least the base has been tidied up, as we can see. All the grime and dirt has been swept away. Perfect arrival position there. They might not take anybody out, but they should at least do a little bit of damage. Okay, so yeah, they lightly inflicted some damage, but as we can see, they didn't actually take any of the mechanoids out, which is unfortunate, but at least they've been weakened somewhat. Right, where's our visitor? There you are. Can we arrest you? 68% chance, nobody else is awake. Q's awake. Shall we do that? It would anger them. Do we care about angering them? Not really. Let's do it. Yeah, they're now hostile. Again, not really a concern. -12 to -87. They really didn't like us arresting them. What's that, a drop of 75? Oh well. Get everything they had hauled away. And there we go. We've got Hitomi. Now we could do a sacrifice of Eldritch to give us some ritual development points. We've not had any of them for a while. Or we could try a violent conversion. I think we'll just go for a sacrifice. We've not done a sacrifice for a good while. So obviously Hitomi will be the sacrifice. Born obviously will not attend due to his catatonic state, his coma. So yes, let's have a nice sacrifice. Hopefully it'll be a decent one and we can get some nice development points. Ah, it was terrible. So that's a negative -3 mood and no development points. Oh well. What the heck. Not had many trade caravan ships pass by, just the one so far, which is a shame. We've got our smoke leaves. Does that mean we can now... Oh, we need a... Do we have a... What do you call it? A drug lab? I don't think we do yet. Let's get one of those. Let's start synthesizing some narcotics to sell. Okay, so that's driven some more animals mad, which, if anything like last time, it might actually help us because they took out a scyther. So let's see what these elk do. Well, they didn't down anybody, but they certainly inflicted more damage. So, yes, we have one at 68%, one at 40, one at 38, one at 67, and the pikeman at 78. I've just noticed that our food situation is not looking great. 9 units of human meat, 1 item of corn, 9 units of potatoes is not going to sustain us for very long. Yes, I'm sure that rabbit did a lot of good there. Oh my word, what do we have? Ah, it's a dark young. Yes, they aren't hostile unless you attack them, so that's fine. Don't have to worry about those. Where did the elk go? Is it bleeding out? Yeah, 10 hours. Hopefully it doesn't wander down here to die, and that would be very annoying if it was to do that. Wouldn't it be nice if these were to attack the mechanoids? That would be quite nice. Don't think it's going to happen. Beerhoff became the target of a dark young, so they're now going to come through our trapped corridor. Don't think that should be a problem. There we go. Simple prosthetics has been researched. Where then do we now construct our prosthetics? That's the next question we need to ask ourselves. It's not at the smelter. Why would it be there? Come on, think. It's not going to be at the stone cutting table. Oh, here we go. It is at the machining table. So we want to craft 2 prosthetic legs. Obviously, one is for Beerhoff, one is for Svetlana. Okay, it looks like the Dark Young are definitely interested in eating us, so we're going to have to get everybody drafted in case they come through the defences. That's one of them down. Cody, don't just stand there. Get out of the way. What was the explosion there? It was our gun emplacement. So Quinn's in a bit of trouble here. But there we go. They're all down. I think that's all of them dead as well. There's one more down here, but that's not a concern at the moment. Okay, so we need to build a copy of this back here again. Quinn, how badly injured are you? Only 6 conditions need tending. You're not bleeding out. And only one of those attacks is actually bleeding, and that's a bite, which we can take care of quite easily. So let's get everybody undrafted. And Amy, you need to rescue Quinn. How are we for food? Not well at all. We have 9 ingredients and 2 meals, so that's not good. So we are going to have to harvest this corn ahead of schedule. So we have our first prosthetic leg available, and we are going to install this on Svetlana. So Amy, given that you're already here in the hospital, it's time to operate on Svetlana. Haruka's going to do it. No, she's not. She really is not. Hopefully you don't bodge this and install it through her face or something stupid. But let's see what happens here. If it all goes well, it should be an improvement on the peg leg. Has that worked? I guess it has. Simple prosthetic leg. 80% efficiency. I think the peg leg is 60% efficiency. Yes, so there we go, an extra 20% efficiency, so Svetlana's going to move a little more freely than she was previously. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll leave it there for this episode. Sadly, no closer to getting rid of the mechanoid cluster, which is lingering in the southern part of the map, nor are we any closer to constructing our first mortar to shell them from a safe distance. I'm still hopeful that another group of travellers will pass by in the area down there, and we can use them, or they will automatically use themselves as a bit of bait, so to speak, and attack the mechanoids for us, just like we've seen with the Imperial Tribute Collector a few episodes ago, and the recent visitors who passed by and got engaged in a firefight, which led to 3 of them being killed and 1 of them escaping. So let's see what happens in the next episode then. It'll, as always, be a couple of days away. But for now, all that remains for me to say is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, take very good care of yourselves. It's ta-ta for now.